Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the cards of the day. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today so far. Happy Monday, I guess. It's good to see you all. Good to be back on here, I should say, again, after another weekend. I just got some really good news. And as much as I wish I could spend the rest of the day celebrating, I still have to adult. But I am on here a little early because I do have a very full reading schedule this week. So unfortunately this week for new readers is probably going to get pushed to next week. I kind of filled up my schedule over the weekend, which is good. Give me just one more shuffle. For those of you who have never seen one of my lives, the cards of the day normally happen around 9 o'clock. I'm a little early today because of the full schedule, but I cover love, money, well-being, spirit message, the energy of the day, headlines of the day, and the blessings of the day. I'm going to probably skip the energy at the end because I do have a lot of readings today, so I need to kind of conserve just a little bit. But let's start with love, as always. And love can be romance and family, friends, basically anyone that you emotionally care for. A lot of times it is relationship stuff, though. And the first card is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups represents leaving your emotional baggage behind you and walking away. Finding closure and being able to truly put the past behind you and walk away from it emotionally. And the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a warning not to allow negative energy in your life because it will eventually corrupt you. The fact that you are leaving your emotional pain in the past and finding closure and walking away also means that you are leaving behind any of the negative influence in an attempt to keep yourself from being corrupted by this negative influence. In other words, you finally came to the realization that if you don't find closure and move on, it's going to drive you insane and turn you into the thing that you're trying to get away from. So this is actually good news for a lot of people because being able to leave that negativity behind and find emotional closure is going to help so much more in the long run with everything else in the love area. Next are the money cards. The money cards can be anything from investments to work to finances to business deals, anything money related. And the Four of Cups. This is literally representative of rumors, lies, and gossip. It is people talking in the background continuously. It's basically just people spinning yarn, not really knowing facts necessarily, and just throwing out theories and ideas and opinions about people that aren't necessarily true. And the crossing card with that is being hard to find. Alright, the Hermit. The Hermit is a warning. Typically what the Hermit represents is you being on your own. Either by choice or by circumstance. Either it's a card that says you either don't want to get involved or you can't get involved. It's also a card that can represent you having to do this on your own. Basically, everything is sort of on your shoulders because it's a personal process. With it being crossed with the Four of Cups, it's a warning that's basically saying as far as your money goes right now, don't get involved with rumors and gossip. Try not to get involved with the market right now because it is up, down, and sideways, and none of it's based off of actual factual numbers yet. So as far as investments or money goes, I would definitely not make any hasty decisions. Don't base anything on something you heard secondhand. Make sure everything is straight up facts that you know for sure or certain before you put any money or energy into it. It's a general warning, though. Try to stay out of the drama financially, whether it's at work or investments is irrelevant. Stay away from the drama. It's just going to cause problems. Don't get involved. Just don't get involved. It's good advice for anybody. Just go nope and walk away. The next cards are the well-being cards. These are emotional health, physical health, things you need to process or get through, emotional turning points or milestones on your personal evolution. And it can also just give general direction as to what to get involved with or what not to, or what to start or when not to. But the well-being cards start off with... I have a feeling this may wind up being 2 cards from this deck. Ooh. The Tower. That's a rough card. I'm not going to lie, it's a rough card, but it's a good card, and here's why. The Tower is basically the universe's version of a vacuum cleaner. It's going to come through, it's going to suck up all the garbage and leave only the good stuff behind. The problem is that it is chaotic and messy while it's there. It just seems like a storm is around you, and everything is sort of being pulled away. It's only going to pull away the negative things or the dark parts of your life that you don't need around you anymore. The problem is sometimes we hold on to these things like security blankets. And when these things get ripped away, it takes a piece of us with them. The sooner you let go of the negativity and things that no longer serve you, the sooner the Tower card, the chaos will be over. You need to give it time to process. So just try to avoid doing anything that's going to be extra stressful and just sort of deal with it as it comes. It won't last forever, and it will last a much shorter period of time if you let go of the negativity on your own. And that can be people or circumstances. Oh, like I thought. 2 cards from this deck. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. Now, the Queen of Cups is emotions. It can represent a literal female, but in this instance, I feel like it's more of the reminder to control our emotions during this time, keep our tempers to a minimal. You're going to have highs, you're going to have lows. Ride that wave, though, and soak in all of the knowledge and wisdom from both sides. You're going to have to try to pull as much information and as much emotional processing as you can as you go through this. Protect what's emotionally important to you and yourself as you're going through the Tower card, and it should be fine. You can protect the ones you truly care for during this chaotic time, but you need to remember to protect yourself, and you need to remember what got you there in the first place. What are the emotional lessons or life lessons that you can learn from this instance? Some people will call this sort of like a dark night of the soul. And what that is it's an emotional breakthrough where you leave a lot of bad things behind you. You move forward to a higher emotional understanding and an emotional level. And when it's over, you find yourself being able to sort of start over again with a completely different perspective. It's an emotional breakthrough, but it's chaos until that breakthrough happens. So the Queen of Cups, ride the wave and try to control the emotions. Try to learn from them if you can. Protect what's important to you emotionally. Okay, and the Spirit Message. These are some interestingly hard-hitting cards this morning. Okay, the Spirit Message. The Spirit Message is omens, signs, communications from the other side, typically from guardian angels or spirit guides. It's what the spirit world wants you to know and or focus on the most. It's usually to call notice or direction to a specifically important event that's happening right now on a big scale or a personal one. So let's see what the spirits want to say. They very much want this one to go first. Okay. 2 of Swords. You are literally stuck between the rock and the hard place. People are telling you on both sides what you need to do, but nobody's actually listening to you. You have one person yelling at you over here, one person yelling at you over here, and even though it's your life, your decisions, the repercussions are going to be all you for whatever you choose to do. They're not listening to you. They're just yelling at you. And that card is also a reminder that you're going to have to make a decision eventually. And the best thing you can do is listen to their advice and then eventually tell them to just shut up. I need to make this choice. You can be as harsh or as gentle as you want to be, but I find sometimes a little bit of bluntness in these types of situations is warranted, because if it's something important that's really causing this much drama, you need to be able to think quietly on your own for a little bit without them yelling in your ears as to what to do. And the crossing card, which should give this a little bit more direction. Ooh, that one's hot. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is basically saying that you need to mentally prepare yourself. You know that this is going to cause a battle. You know this is going to cause some major upheaval when you finally make a decision or when you finally move. This could be something about going to college. This could be something about buying or renting a house. This could be a big life-changing decision, and everyone's going to throw their 2 cents in, and you're going to be stuck in the middle wondering what you should do. The Knight of Wands is telling you that before this situation even gets rolling completely, prepare yourself for what you know is going to come. Everyone's going to have an opinion. Everyone's going to have something to say about this, so prepare yourself for that. Then prepare yourself to tell them to back off so that you can have time to choose a course. So the spirit message is basically reminding you that as you move towards an important event in your life and you know you're going to have a lot of opinions, prepare yourself mentally for the fallout and prepare yourself mentally to make a choice on your own. Do not let them just dictate to you what you need to do. Do what is in your best interest. Only you can choose that path. Obviously, make the most informed decision that you can, but only you can really make. You're the one living your life. So prepare for some big life-changing decisions that are going to be highly opinionated by everyone else. And we have the headline cards. The headline cards are crossroad events, big events in the news, big events in your life. These are things that are going to ripple out through everybody's day in some way. It will affect everyone in some way, whether directly or indirectly. So let's see what the headline cards or headline event is going to be for today. Boy, this stack right here is just very warm today. We have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is basically saying that negative people only know the negativity that they follow. Basically, this is the more of the evil minions card than it is the head, the big evil. These are the people that are running around doing things under orders that they know are bad. They know that they've done bad things, and there is no way around it. They know that they've made some bad decisions based off of what people have told them to do. So that part of the headline cards of the day is finding out who's been doing what and who's following whose orders, like who the puppets are. Today's a day for finding out who the puppets are, is a great way of putting that. Boy, these cards are really taking their time to reveal which is next today. The Sun card. Growth and prosperity in all areas. Now, what I'm feeling from this is it's not going to be a growth and prosperity phase for the bad guys. I think what this is saying is this. We're going to find out today, or very, very soon, who's been pulling the strings, who's been following the orders, and what the evil agenda really is. Like, we're going to be learning more of the backstory. We're going to be learning more of who the big people are in some of this negative stuff, and who the people are that are just the evil minions running around doing work. When we finally know the truth about the lawbreakers and the negative people out there, the Sun card is basically saying that once we shine light on that information and people know who's been doing what, things will actually start getting better, because it will unravel part of their plan. Because 90% of any good evil plot is always secrecy. But if you know the plot and you know who's doing it, it kind of takes their power away. So it's going to sort of end in a fizzle instead of a boom, which is good for us. Because the Sun card is saying that once we're free of these negative people, it will be a lot more like free sailing. Okay. Now we are moving into where I'm going to get my Oracle deck out, and this is the energy of the day. The energy of the day focuses more on zodiacs, runes, planetary energies, angelic energies, chakras, elements. I have a little bit of everything in the Oracle deck I made. And when I say I made, I mean I literally made them. So I couldn't find a deck that I liked, so I kind of came up with a rough version of my own. And at some point I'm going to perfect the artwork and probably have a few sets of them made, just maybe give them out as gifts or sell them. But apparently you can make your own playing cards up to like 250 cards and get like 10 sets of them for like $200 or something, which isn't actually bad. It's like a gaming website. The things we find online. Alright, so the energy of the day. The first card is Manaz. Manaz is mankind. It is the self, friends, enemies, social, culture. The tree is willow, the stone is the bloodstone. And the elements are spirit and earth, which means it is basically holy earth, or something that's touched with the divine on the physical plane. A touch of the divine on the physical plane is life. Anything that's alive, specifically for us, mankind. It's our entire social structure, including our inner structure of the self, which would be like the id, the conscious, the subconscious, things like that, like different aspects. But it's the connection of the entire social structure, the web that is mankind. So apparently that's going to be rather prevalent today, which means that people may be thinking more of on a hive mind kind of thing today. Everyone will be on sort of the same bandwagon. But it also means that you're going to have a lot of people bouncing off of one another, maybe being a little oversensitive to common day things, like saying good morning and someone just kind of barks off what's good about it, like just there's going to be weird attitudes and things, because not everyone likes openness like that. And we're just going to go along with this. The next card is Pisces. Pisces, their root meaning is I believe. If you're a Pisces and you have true faith or true belief in something, it's virtually unshakable. And another thing about Pisces, it's like a gift that they have, is just by being themselves and being around people, it makes them want to believe again. It makes them want to have that connection and that touch to nature, to the world, to the universe. They're the believers, and they make people believe. That is the energy. So that's actually really, if you combine that with Manaz, that would basically be the combined belief of humanity. Everybody's combined belief or faith. And, ooh, wow, okay, so there's going to be a lot of, remember how I don't know if you guys were here for the well-being cards, but there was, I was talking about the dark night of the soul, which is an awakening. When you are done with the chaotic and the emotional work, things will get better, and you're at a new emotional level. Today's divine number, and it is not an evil number, it is 666. The reason why people fear this number, though, is because it is reflect and wake up. It is a call to awareness. So the energy cards today are basically this. Mankind's shared belief and faith is going to trigger them to reflect in on themselves and on one another and wake up. It's a call to an ascension in a way. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be finding their spiritual truth today in droves, and that's actually really good. Basically, people are going to be waking up from the autopilot that is the daily grind. People are going to be more aware today, and it's going to happen on a very large social scale. So there may be events that will happen today, like what the headline card said, truths will be known, we'll know who's spreading the negativity, who's being evil and who isn't. And it will trigger the sun, which is an awakening, growth, and prosperity, plays right into the energy cards. It's calling for a massive social awakening to trigger belief in people and to trigger them to wake up and question their faith or question themselves and their place in this reality. Waking up, ascension. And the next card I'll be drawing is, as if that wasn't enough, I'm going to draw one for the blessings today. The blessings are, if you need help and you pray for help, the most likely thing you're going to get today. If you pray for assistance from your higher powers, what will that be? Sorry. Othala. This is the heritage rune. It represents your history, your land of birth, your DNA, your family directly. And this is a more personal level card compared to Manaz, which came up earlier. It represents all of humanity, Manaz. This represents all of humanity within your family, your direct bloodline, your descendants, and your ancestors. You. Today's blessing. If you pray for assistance, it will come from your ancestors, and those ancestors are typically your spirit guides. And you'll be blessed a lot today with family and certain things that would come from your heritage, genetic blessings and things like that. So basically today is going to be a day to sort of honor your family, your line, and who you are and where you come from. That's the blessings. And as I said earlier, at the start, some of you might not still be here from there. I'm not doing the energy thing today because I have a very full schedule of private readings. If you're not a follower, please feel free to follow. I try to do this Monday through Thursday around anytime between 8 and 9:30ish is usually when I get on here. Depends on how busy my reading schedule is, but I will try to do live every day, and this is where I get my videos to chop things up and re-record it and then send it out. So you'll see video posting soon from here in case you missed a part of it. But have a fantastic day. I hope to see you all again tomorrow morning. Bye.